Hi guys, and welcome to episode 6 of Cooking with Nat. I can't believe we're already at episode 6. For today's episode, I wanted to keep it really simple and easy. Something that can be a meatless meal, a weeknight meal, a lunch. After a cold, brisk walk, you want to have a nice bowl of hearty soup. This is going to be the meal. So today we're actually making lentil soup with these delicious pita chips that I made. I had some pitas in the freezer, and all I did was I cut them up into these nice little triangles. I doused them with a bunch of avocado oil spray, and I sprinkled some Jordanian Zatar spices. So very lemony, herbaceous, really, really delicious, that are going to accompany the soup perfectly. Spice Affair, again, I talk about them all the time. If you want to use Cooking with Nat as your code at checkout, I highly recommend it. They have spices from all over the world, and I'm going to be using a couple of them today. So they have bundles of 12, bundles of 6, or you can buy individual ones as well. I highly recommend the bundle of 12 because then you're going to get a bit of everything. All right, so what I'm going to use for my soup today, easy peasy. We have some lentils. I use ones in a can. You could definitely use lentils that you soaked overnight as well. We have some chicken stock, and I'm going to mix chicken stock with water. If you want to be completely vegan, you can omit the chicken stock and just use water. I also am going to be using finely chopped tomatoes from a company that I love, Pulpa, which is their Pulpa tomatoes, and it's called Mutti. And Mutti makes amazing tomato products, whole San Marzano tomatoes, tomato paste, which I'm also going to add in my soup. They have strained tomatoes, passata. Every time I use tomatoes, these are the ones I use. I love them. And we have beautiful, I use purple onions because I really like color. I think that when you have beautiful colors and a meal looks good, it tastes all the better too. So purple onions from Lufa Farms, same thing with my chicken stock. And I use their amazing, gorgeous rainbow carrots. So they have some deep orange carrots, and they also have these purple carrots that have a little bit of green in them. I just love the colors. It's going to be very delicious. 3 cloves of pressed garlic. And I mix together a teaspoon of turmeric, a teaspoon of cumin, and I also mix half a teaspoon of harissa spices. So it's going to be very Middle Eastern flavors today. So now we're going to go to the stove and cook it all up. Okay, so now we're at the stove, and I've already started sauteing up my onions and my carrots. Look at these gorgeous colors. I just can't. It's so pretty. So pretty. So we're almost done sauteing up the onions and the carrots, and now we're going to add in the garlic. Let that cook for just about a minute until it's nice and fragrant. And then we're going to add in the spices and let those kind of cook up together. And I know that's when the smell-o-vision will really come in handy. I'm pretty sure of that. I forgot to mention earlier that my pita chips, I bake them at 350 Fahrenheit for about 10 minutes. But you want to keep an eye on them because you don't want them to burn, but you definitely want them that chip crispy consistency. So now that the garlic and the carrots and the onions are all cooked together in the olive oil, it's time to add my spice blend. So as I mentioned, turmeric, harissa spice, and cumin. Turmeric is an amazing spice. It has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties, so it's really good for the health as well. So it's always good to try to incorporate that as much as you can in your cooking. Oh yeah. Yep. There's that smell. There's that smell that we were talking about. Yep. So good. So now that we've added our spices, I'm going to add a little bit of tomato paste, a nice hefty dollop of the Mutti tomato paste, my favorite. And let that kind of cook together. And then we're going to add in the lentils, the tomatoes, and I'm going to put in some Armenian pepper and some pink Himalayan sea salt. Pink Himalayan sea salt is one of those good salts that don't spike your blood pressure. So I try to use that, or Celtic salt, as much as you can, the gray salts. This is looking quite good. So now we're going to add in the lentils. All right. Lentils, tomatoes. You gotta get every last drop. You don't want to waste any of this delicious tomato. Stir that all together. Oops, runaway onion. Stir that all together. And now we're gonna add a pinch of salt and some Armenian pepper. I put this on my scrambled eggs all the time. It's so good. Also from Spice Affair. So now all these flavors are blended together. We're gonna add our broth and our water, and we're gonna let it cook for about 25 minutes on the stove, covered. And then after that, we're gonna be able to serve it up with some fresh lemon juice and maybe some parsley with our delicious pita chips, and that'll be a nice light lunch or a light dinner. So here is the chicken stock. It didn't completely defrost yet, but that's okay. And I'm gonna add some of the water. Depends on the consistency that you would like. You can have it thicker, you can have it thinner. I like it a little soupy. I like my soups to be soupy. And there we go. And now we're gonna cover this and let it simmer for about 25 minutes to half an hour. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Cooking with Nat. Hope to see you again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe.